The nuclear arms race is heating up. Been spurred on by years and years of world powers butting heads. But recently, since the Ukraine and Russia war broke out, old Vladimir Putin becoming more and more unstable all the time. He's already a war criminal, slaughtered hundreds of thousands of innocent Ukrainians, trying to drive them from their homeland. We've been sending billions and billions of dollars over there, along with ammunition and weapons, to help protect the Ukrainians, help save their land. But he continues to put up a fight, and recently he's backed out of the nuclear peace treaties. There's a certain amount of steps he's got to go through. Well, lo and behold, he's been through them all. Ever since the war started, he got out of that part, and then there's parts to it. Anyway, he's gotten to the last and final part, what that is, where he's done using conventional weapons, okay? Regular bombs, regular missiles. Now, there's no more guarantees he can use chemical, biological, even nuclear, anytime he chooses. Because he no longer agrees, because countries that are in the NATO and in the UN, they agree, we're going to fight if war breaks out. This is the munitions we use. This is how we're going to fight. This is how we're going to handle it. Nuclear is always trying to deter it, but they don't want to use it, but it's the last option. So he's basically at his last option because Ukraine's getting so much support from us, and they're doing pretty good and holding the ground. So the better we do with Ukraine, that just drives him mad. So we're basically driving him mad, causing him to force him to use his nuclear powers, because we're helping Ukrainians are doing so good. Twisted, isn't it? Anyway, there's other countries building nuclear capabilities as well. Iran, they're really close to creating something powerful. Their enrichment program continues to get strength each and every year. They're about 6% away. It takes about 90% or so. They're already in the 80s, so they're really close. And Kim Jong-un, he's got all kinds of things planned. There's other Pakistan, France. There's other countries that's got them, but the biggest three, us, Russia, China. Russia's the right now threat, okay? China, look out. And let me tell you why. We got nuclear agreements, especially with the ones that hold the most nuclear power. So there's like a process that goes through it. Come to the table, they have meetings, all right? And they're also supposed to be a nuclear proliferation treaty. In other words, where you slowly get rid of nuclear weapons as a world leaders, okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be increasing nuclear weapons and building them like what's going on. That's what this treaty was designed for, to make less and less of them and eventually get rid of them, because it's not good for anybody when you use that, because you can't occupy the land after that. The land's too hot. Plus, you can't grow anything. You can't live there. It's cancerous. You'll die. Your skin will melt off and shit and stuff. So anyway, China won't come to the table. Tell us how many they're building, what their intentions are, how they're going to be released. Because right now, if Russia releases, they warn you basically. All right, we're going to release this. And they warn you, they give you the last minute warning. Twisted. They warn you before they're going to launch a missile, but that's part of one of the things, the steps they go through. Like, no, we're not going to warn you. We're just going to send them. Anyway, the worst thing of it is that we've become so dependent on China for all our goods. They make most of our pharmaceuticals. They make most of the batteries for the EV cars. They make all electronics, cell phones, computers, and basically all our goods. Okay? So that's terrible. So you really can't sanction them and force them to come to the table. They can cut us off. And basically we're just a consumption. Okay? They say, oh, you're only 330 million people. Forget them. Let them get sick. Let them go without the cell phone. Let them go without the batteries. We don't care. We don't need them. They're a superpower themselves. That's why we shouldn't have become so dependent on China. In case of something like this breaks out, what are we going to do? Now we have no solid infrastructure for our EVs. We have no solid infrastructure for our pharmaceuticals. We don't have no solid infrastructure for our solar panels. It just, the list goes on and on and on. And it's Washington leaders' fault over the last 50 years. They allowed this to happen. And now they don't have to comply with anything. I mean, they're going to build what they want anyway to protect themselves. But as far as them coming and becoming part of a nuclear power treaty and working together, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. They've given them too much power. And they're going to continue to hold the power. That's why it's so important that America builds our own infrastructure, puts our own American people to work, put our own companies to work, more pharmaceuticals, more EVs, so we become more independent within our states. Because of when things like this break out, more in tension, whether it's nuclear or no nuclear, whether we get along or not, things are going to happen. And when things happen, look out. They get mad, they cut us off. We're done. There's plenty of other people in the world, billions of other people they're going to sell to and go to. They don't need us anymore. The leaders screwed us up. That's why we got to rebuild America and start weaning ourselves off China. It's just plain and simple. Start getting corporate to pay their taxes and provide the money to build our own infrastructure, take care of our own states and our own people, and take on those nuclear powers and let them know we mean business. Nuclear Armageddon, look out.